G'day everyone, Gooba here with another Torchlight Infinite Outlaw season video. As the new season is fast approaching, I just wanted to go over some of the void charts that I would use, at least going into the start of the season, as it can get quite overwhelming on the choices to make when you are at least starting farming in time mark 7 and some of the traps that you can avoid based on what the void charts are doing. So let's start off with the Commodities talent constellation. This is generally one of the best places to start, as at the start of a season these three commodities are in high demand, and if you are selling these to either fund your crafting or fund other aspects, say buying legendaries and stuff, you can even flip some of these on the trade for some quick profit, buying them and selling them at a higher rate. Generally 2 to 3 times is what I would do, but if you're farming T7 or below, adding these three commodities to your maps will net you a tidy bit of profit. That being the Netherrealm Resonance, it's required for juicing your maps as well as buying additional maps if you don't have them drop. Winding keys are for everyone that is resetting their talent constellations, trying to find the best farming strategy. And Elixir of Oblivion are used after level 90 if you are if you're respecking your character. Onto the beacons. This is generally much better in time mark 8, as time mark 8 beacons can sell for 2 to 3 flame elementium early on, and can be a really good day 3 or 4 addition to your maps. And if I'm doing this strategy, all I do is I look at the trade house. Generally, Glacial Abyss is the most expensive, as that is where the mirror card can drop. And then I just go with extra chance for bosses to drop beacons with resonance that we selected earlier, having a chance to become beacons as well. Not too many points in here, and it's not really recommended for day 1 or 2. Day 3 onwards, when you can start getting T8 beacons, is when this becomes a lot better. A really strong starter in every season is Oasis. Some of the belts can drop with, say, +1 max channel stacks on it from doing the Oasis gameplay. To do that, you need gold. To get gold, you need to add Oasis to your maps. So spending the 16 points, adding Oasis to every map is a really good strategy to do. I probably wouldn't bother adding any of this extra stuff. Just adding the coins to your map, as well as getting the workers for your Oasis, is often enough to get ahead of the game. As you know, +1 max channel stack belts often go for about 30 to 50 flame elementium really early and will sell super quick, and that will enable you to get those cheap legendaries before they skyrocket in price. Another really, in my opinion, must have for every build that I play, because they're often slow, is adding God of War to your maps. This can be the difference between clearing a map in, say, 1 to 2 minutes or 3 to 4 minutes if you don't have God of War to give you the attack speed and buffs and movement speed throughout your map. And if you need it, go with some God of War duration. Onto some of the potential farming strategies. Cube is a huge gamba, but early on in the season everyone needs slates, and this is the avenue that you would go to get slates. So even just adding cube to your maps using the 16 points up here is often really quite nice. All you do is slap in the points and then run the map and do the cube at the end. You won't have a lot of currency to roll cube, but you know, at least early on, you'll be getting the wedges that you can sell, you'll be getting the slates that you can sell, and early on, not many people are picky. They just want slates to do more damage and get ahead of the game. Later on, if you're doing cube, you basically just take everything in here, minus the judges down here, because they are friggin' brutal, and most people don't take this top node up here. One of my favorite strategies of any season has been the Eterna constellation. This one, I'm not sure if it's going to be fantastic the next season, as there are major changes to Eterna. If you're unaware, God of Might is the main Ember farm of Torchlight. However, they've changed Eterna to include Ember drops. However, Eterna is also generally at profound difficulty to even enter, so I don't know if this is going to be that popular. The keys may be popular after, say, a week when people are getting into profound, as it is now a pure farming place, not going for soul candles. However, you're just going for currency and embers. I guess along with a couple of new legendaries that are Eterna exclusives. However, I'm not sure if this is going to be good early. If that's not going to exist because tiers don't exist. So this is going to change. I should probably check out TLI DB to see what the changes are, if they're on there already. Eterna keys and stuff will probably remain, and the soul candle keys, again, depending on the changes to the boss, will affect how much this key is worth. Goddess of the Hunt is another really popular one. If you are just boss rushing the same map over and over, you would go with the chance to duplicate bosses and duplicate all of their loot. The more you buff the bosses, the harder they are. So you would just temper that with how strong your character is. I personally don't use Goddess of the Hunt too much. However, other people have a lot of success with Goddess of the Hunt. Dream. So Dream has been changed in the upcoming season as well. It is 3 times easier to get the good dream interpretations on your rings. So the trinkets may come down in price, or more people will just have the curse on the ring. Either way, I think this will still be quite strong in Time Mark 7 and above. However, we'll have to just monitor how much the dream talking items are. Weapons should still be pretty expensive. Armors are pretty garbage. Trinkets are really what used to bring the price of this up. However, again, we're just going to have to check out the trade house and see what they're selling for early on. Just going with the chance for them to spawn is really good. If you go down the sides here, you have the chance of the reduced chance of triggering the nightmare with the additional drop quant down here. The nightmare that can come from the this node here doesn't really give you much before profound, so I probably wouldn't spend 4 points going down for that, at least in T7 and below. Another super popular one is the eyes that come from this. You can also get tier 2. It's tier 8 and above. So if you're in T7, don't take this node. However, you can benefit from the eyes dropping. These are required for the Mistville gameplay, where all of the activation mediums before tier 8 are dropped. What else have I forgotten? I've forgotten something. Oh, this one here. These 8 points here are insanely godly. It is just Netherrealm stages. Bosses drop 1 set of snowpaper fragments. It doesn't have to have frozen canvas in the map. It just says bosses drop snowpaper. So for 8 points here, this is a really good passive income. You need the snowpaper fragment to do canvas gameplay. Canvas gameplay is where you get the noble and magnificent skill support from, as well as some really good loot explosions. So these 8 points is really insane. What else do we have? Nothing else really jumps out at me for T7 and below farming. When you get to T8, you'll have more points and you'll be able to specialize more into specific farming strategies. Check out my chill farm videos, as they are generally the most profitable and reliable income early on, at least in my experience, for getting ahead in day 2, 3, or 4. That's pretty much all I've got for this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in Season SS10 Overrealm. Cheers.